It's recording.
Like about to blow up so many planes. That boy, listen, I know they're gonna be like, yeah, Sarah, we need another passport. Yeah. What is this, man? What you got? You got a little protein joint?
Yeah. I went to the gym.
Oh, you already been to the gym? Oh, okay. What you do? You did legs or chest? You feel like that's gonna help you get there?
So I feel like a protein shake after a workout is gonna help me get there.
Yeah, 100%. That's what's up. What kind of protein shake?
I forgot the name of it, but yeah, I did forget the name of it. But some protein milk, a little pack of oatmeal, and a scoop of the peanut butter powder.
Peanut butter powder?
Yeah.
Just peanut butter powder?
Peanut butter powder. Peanut butter comes in powder form for situations such as this. PB2, I think it's called, something like that.
PB2.
That's it?
Peanut butter powder. Okay, I gotta look into that. I have to look into that one.
I usually get, I forgot the name of the brand, but they got bananas and peanut butter, like frozen. It's in the frozen like fruit spot. But peanut butter and bananas together. And I usually go to the
Alright, welcome to Who Raised You. We're gonna start it off. I feel like it's been a minute. I'm Denmark.
I'm Stan.
Drake.
Yeah, it has been a minute. So, what's it? A few days. How y'all been holding up in this time in between?
Slow motion. Work.
Yeah, I've been chilling.
Chilling?
Adjusted with the new job. And,
Oh yeah.
New job.
Position. And,
Clock it.
yeah.
That's no people that clock it.
I'm not doing that.
I just had a conversation with somebody about this. Clocking.
It's I gotta be real with you. I didn't even know what that meant. I still don't know what that means. But this girl in the gym, I remember I said something like, I don't know, just something slick, right? And she was like, oh. And I was like,
She said what she said.
She was like, oh. And I was like, I'm like, what is? I was like, that was weird, bro. Like, what is? I don't even know what's going on. What happened to just normal communication?
It evolves. Communication evolves.
That was a plug.
What plug?
Oh,
it evolves. You're right.
I like it. You did. That was.
I think he set me up for that one.
He
He set me up for that.
some free promotion.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, real talk, we used to walk around calling each other jive turkeys.
Who used to?
no, we're not.
Yeah, used to.
Yeah, we're not talking about in the manner of like words. I'm saying when did we start using our hands to be able to like communicate?
It's always been a thing.
Like, okay, give me an example, Stan.
People clapping when they talk. Sign language, people clapping when they talk. To technically point and say something's over there.
You agree with me? I'm joking.
Because it's not. So here's what I'm saying. Right, there's a difference of clapping or moving your hands when you're talking. When you have like actual, this is like something. I don't. What does this mean, Stan?
Clock it. You can like that's what it means.
So
Everything is made up. Words are made up. Anything that's happening or anything that is made up.
So
Go ahead.
other than that, what are some other things that you've seen in a day that we would use? What would be another example of something like this?
The middle finger.
So a general, across the board statement of a middle finger is equivalent to somebody doing this. So people in Russia know what this is.
No, because it's a newer gesture, but I'm pretty sure
It's gonna last then.
I don't know if it's gonna last. Not everything has last.
I mean, you compare it to a middle finger.
But you're asking.
That's pretty.
You're asking. Give you an example of another hand gesture that means something. At some point in time, the middle finger will just probably like, "Yo, what are you doing? Fuck you." All right, cool. And then it'll reach over, all over the world globally. Do everything like latch on like that? Probably not. Will this latch on? I don't know. Who's to say? Honestly, this year, 2025 was like the first time clocking.
Yeah,
But everything is made up.
if I see a man doing it, I'm gonna have my thoughts. Hopefully, y'all ain't out there doing stuff. You be doing. Obviously, you do it because you seem like you should.
You know what? Sarcastically, I don't have.
I mean, it's okay if you do. That's
It
your
is.
business.
I know it.
you want to be in the gym like. I mean, it's good. I don't know. I just think that I guess it's a new day and age, man.
Exactly.
I feel like a dinosaur sometimes.
I'm a little off subject, but I was about to start laughing, not because of what y'all were talking about, but what you said earlier about his. And like, I just happened to looking at it, and I'm like, all I thought about was what you said.
Terrorists.
That's what
I like that though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, you just don't go to no type of like
Airport.
TSA. Yeah,
That's what we'll do.
Don't do that.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. It's gonna be random. It's gonna be a random check.
It's alright. What about that? Speaking of, well, not TSA, but this
The country's state of political, where we're headed. What's the guy's name? I don't remember. Charlie Kirk. I just seen a sign. I was going to the gym and some ladies on the corner with a cardboard sign. I think said like he didn't die in vain or whatever. Freedom will live on. You gotta be dedicated. You gotta be like really dedicated to just. And it's hot. It's hot outside. You try to get your message. Like, cool, you get your message across. But like, what is it? What is it that's making people so? I don't even know what to call it. Overly patriotic, or like what are you standing for? What honestly is the point of this whole situation? I get it. He died, and he was very opinionated. Very opinionated. He spoke his truths. He spoke his opinion. That's how I got to this one because he's the opinion. He spoke his truth. He spoke his opinion. Sadly, he was murdered for it. But the rage and outroar that's going on pre execution is crazy. I just want how do you feel? Where's your mindset on that?
I don't necessarily think it's crazy. I mean, I look at it as for him to be, like you said, opinionated in the way that he is, and for him to have the following that he had. And I used to kind of watch his debates. You know what I mean? Because I kind of like to be able to see how quick he can be able to respond, especially when there were so many different, I guess, topics, that they would bring to his attention, and how he would just really just like shut it down, right? So I like that portion of it. I haven't really followed him that closely to know what his views and his beliefs. From my understanding, I believe that he was a follower, right, of Jesus, right? He's a Christian.
I believe he was Christian.
Okay, all right. So that portion of it, I can be able to relate to. I don't know how much in detail there are things that were said. But I mean, back to your original question, I think it was just something it's so much craziness is going on in the world to have someone who's represented in whatever beliefs that you may have. It seemed like he was he can be able to stand 10 toes down in what he believed in. And I think mostly in this day and age, you don't really see that often, right? There's a lot of back and forth. It's, whoever, obviously you have the white wing and the left wing and things like that. But, it's about, who has the most money or influence, you know what I'm saying? Just in today's culture, that's what I feel like. You just never know where a person really stands. So that would be kind of like my thought process on it. It seemed like he was able to stand on something and he will argue down for it. Whatever his belief is, I respect him as a man, the fact that he can stand on what he's talking about.
What you got?
That's cool. They got a lot on this topic. It's a lot of craziness going on for sure. And you hear a lot of people saying a lot of different things about him as a politician, right? And his views on stuff. And I hear what Denmark is saying. It is, it is a very, I can commend somebody who can speak on something regardless of what anybody says. That's just what their views are, regardless of what, whether you agree with it or not. He stood on. I mean, he stood by what he's. I don't. The things that I have heard, I don't agree with those thoughts and opinions at all.
No?
Yeah, I don't agree with his thoughts and opinions at all. I'm not one to really dive off into the politics stuff. And what happened to dude, unfortunate, right?
So was it I guess was it politics?
What?
See, I didn't even really follow
What he
it.
was talking about?
Just him as a whole. Was he more political?
I don't think it was political.
I want to say I thought he was.
Like
Well,
activist?
In that case, maybe I'm wrong.
No,
I
he
thought he
I'm
was.
asking.
I thought he was running with Trump.
I think he was like a supporter of Trump.
Okay.
And what's the vice president? JD Vance is the vice president? You know who the vice president is? You don't know the vice president?
Hey, man,
I think it's JD Vance. Like,
Man, this is who raised you. Like this ain't.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but he and Vance was close. Vance came to when he like dropped his casket off somewhere. But yeah, I think he honestly debated anything, and he debated anything what he believed in. Unfortunately, like I said, that got him taken out the game. But yeah, it's crazy to just see any opinion at this point on the situation. Just on sketchy grounds talking about it. I don't care. I'm all right with not that I have too much to say about like how he does, but like I'll talk about it.
What do you feel like? So just to kind of to take on that, like in our, I guess, point of view as far as the people that we had in our life, is there anyone that's significant that will fit that type of position? Not necessarily what he stood for, but just anyone that you feel as if like this is a person who can be able to stand on what they say, and that can be an influence to our culture. I can't even speak our culture right now. Do you have anybody in mind?
Not really. Not one because I only hear about this guy or his clips, whatever, because of the controversial takes he does in the debates and where he goes and what he says. In that aspect, we really don't have anybody to just say, blase blah, give rep. I don't know. Like, what are we actually fighting for? We really don't have a cause right now to sit in front of anyone saying this for us. We honestly just trying to elevate as we go along, but we don't have any that I know of. I'm not too advanced in the political aspect or the activists of African Americans sector, but
I mean, so I think about this, right? And I'm thinking about like, what was like Muhammad Ali? Like was he like in the 60s?
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like there has been in different, I guess times, in history, you've had, even if you may not agreed on a lot of different things, but you had like significant people that it appeared, right, that they were able to fight for certain causes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really see that being represented now.
What cause do we have?
I mean, just in a sense of like, just us as a people. You know what I mean? Like when I say a cause, it's not necessarily, it doesn't always have to be a problem to be able to have a reaction. A lot of times we can talk about things that can be more like proactive. You know what I mean? It can talk about, be able to, how to build, how to be able to come together and things like that. Like it doesn't always have to be an issue for us to be able to come together.
Dr. Umar.
Kanye.
Say Kanye?
I'm not. I was serious with the Dr. Umar. I was like,
So we don't really have anyone.
Probably not, but I'm still saying
All right,
Dr. Umar.
so the fact that, so what does that put us as men, specifically like black men? Like, do you feel like that we are, I'll be honest, do you feel like it's just a lost culture? Like, what do we follow, rappers? NBA young boy?
No,
That's
we-
what-
I think that us men, right? I'm not talking about the younger ones. Us men know exactly. A majority of us men, black men, know what we need to be doing. We know exactly what we need to be doing. It's just not enough of us doing the things that we need to be doing in order to show our younger ones coming up how to do the right thing. how to lead a family. Forget leading a family. What it is to be a man. Not only what it is to be a man, but what it is to be a man in this country, right? In this place that we live in, and we can even say what it is to be a man and live and thrive in Texas. You know what I mean? And so, and I only use Texas, or I'll just say the South, but you know, we all deal with the same stuff. It's just more prevalent in the South, right? And so that's what I mean by just what it is to be a man and thrive in the South, right? But we as black men just have to start as a whole stepping up and leading and setting examples where we can. You know, you can't save everybody, but I mean, you at least try to get more of us on board with doing the right things, leading by example, showing what it is to be a man, showing what it is to be a leader rather than following. Because when you follow, you'll follow just about anything that looks like it's good to you.
I'd like to rebuttal that. I know you said it's not enough. I think that's false. I feel like what we need or what we need to be doing as to progress isn't publicized as much as everything else. From 10 years ago and then the 10 years before that, I feel like we made like major improvements as men, as you know, men growing up black in America, South or East, North or South, North or South. I feel like it's different. There's more two-parent homes. There's more businessmen, doctors of our color. We had our first, only black president, but it's not publicized or it's not glorified that, us being successful or us growing or us being at that level is the right thing to do. So we still are like clouded and thinking like, oh, these kids are following, NBA YoungBoy, or they still, trapping and rapping and doing it. Especially like looking at where we work and stuff like that. We just have that light up.
You working now?
Where we work, where we work, we just like, oh, the kids are lost. They no, and then like there's still a whole other school, big like school or part of the county that have kids being successful, kids getting scholarships, kids going, Morehouse, all those other colleges doing pretty good. Right now, half the half the quarterbacks in the league are black. Starting quarterbacks in the league are black. I don't know how much that is attributed to us evolving, but it's a change in the direction that, we're equal of some sorts somewhere. So
I would agree on that. I feel like there has been crazy amounts of progression, between I would say within the past 20 years, for sure. I think more for like a community aspect, right? Because kind of what Trey was saying, we have to be able to change who we are, the ways of ourselves, right? But at the same time, do you feel as if a lot of men even know what their weaknesses and what the things that they need to improve on? Like, do you feel as if that they're willing to do that work? Because if we're not willing to do that work within ourselves, what is the expectations of our sons? What is the expectations of our brothers? Like, what is the expectation of the people around us? You see what I'm saying? So, yes, I agree that there is more, two-parent households, right? I feel like there's definitely a lot more opportunity now than it was before. But I'm talking about like the everyday working individual, like just the regular 9 to 5, man. What are those values? Where are those things coming from? Because that's where we get the majority of our, the expression of the people around us. Not just, watching TV or what's online, but what are we doing in our community, in our circle, in our family, right, in our neighborhood that can be able to help the observers, the people around us. Like, where is that work coming in at? And the importance of that.
Mm-hmm.
all that. I said,
Yeah, I know. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't.
I mean, what the importance? Like, do you?
Oh, what is the importance?
Yeah, I'm
Where
asking.
is it coming? I thought the question was, where is it coming from?
Yeah, like, no, I'm asking, like, where do you get, like, where's the importance of that? You see what I'm saying? Like, are you hard on yourself as a man? Like, or you just feel like, it is what it is, like, this is who I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm living right now, you know what I mean? Like, how do you judge the things that you do or say based off of the people around you? Right? Is it something that you really like, okay, let me make sure that I'm doing X, Y, Z based off of my circle and the people that I have in my life?
You got an answer for that? I got it.
You said a lot.
Yeah. Those are loaded
Said
couple
a
of questions.
lot.
Yeah.
But to answer the importance of it, all of that is extremely important. And you spoke to the community, right, aspect of it, and that more help, right? Because I wasn't saying it as just. I am saying it as a whole, but it's going to obviously start with where you're at, right? Your circle. You know what I'm saying? How can you affect the young men that come up behind you? Your son, cousins, nieces, nephews, whoever, right? Whatever. How can you affect that? And if we can lead by example and change that, then they branch off, and hopefully we've instilled enough in them and the confidence in them for them to stand on 100% their morals, values, their ethics, and everything as they go out into the world, right? Like with my daughter, the thing is, a lot of people ask me why was I not so worried about my daughter going out? She's all the way out in California. Why was I not so worried about it? I ain't worried about too much of nothing because I feel like I won. I feel like I've done everything I'm supposed to do as a man and as a father to prepare her for what's out there in the world, right? A lot of stuff she's going to figure out and learn while she's navigating it, and she can always call and talk to me or uncles, aunties, whoever, right, mom, whatever, about different stuff that she faced with that she may have a question about. But I feel like I prepared her and exposed her to so much stuff to where she know how to move, and I trust that she's going to stand on everything she's been taught. Right?
So, with that being said, do you feel as if there's things within y'all's self that you have reflected on and wanted to change just as a betterment to the people around you?
For myself,
I would say, yeah, there are things that I've changed in order to, better myself, but by me bettering myself, I'm becoming better for the people around me. So if that answers your question, yes, there's things that I've let go, people that I've had to let go because they weren't, or that activity or whatever it wasn't conducive to the man that I wanted to be, right? And knew that I needed to be in order to be a good example for my nieces, nephews, whatever, the kids that I work with, whatever it is, right? You always want to, at least for me, I always want to put it in that I work with a lot of youth in the community. I want to be the best example of a man, rather it be me coaching young boys or young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a good representation of what a man is. You know what I mean? Because for me in coaching, it's not all about just that sport. You know what I mean? I'm teaching you life skills. I'm teaching you how to go out and to communicate with people effectively. You know what I mean? I'm teaching you how to, you get a technical foul because you blew up, and I pull you out for a little bit just to talk to you, not really for punishment, but to pull you out just to talk to you is to help you learn how to regulate your emotions in heated situations. You know what I mean? That even using that as an example, right? You get a tech, you blow up, You know what I mean? 2-point game. Now they go shoot free throws. Now, you know what I'm saying? Time running out. Now you down one, right? Or maybe it's a tie game. They go shoot free throws and now they're up 1 or 2 points. You know what I mean? Out in the community, in a basketball game, yeah, it costs you the game. But out in the community, if you can't regulate your emotions, it can cost you your life. You know what I mean? So, in coaching and just my interactions with the youth, I'm trying to teach them what it is to what a man is for the young ladies, what a man is and how a man should be talking to you and treating you and how you should be communicating. But to the young guys, it's the same thing and how you regulate your emotions and all of this stuff.
Do you feel like those changes that we make as men to obviously better ourselves and then obviously be a reflection of the people around us, how do you feel as if that is being perceived within the home, right? Because to be that type of man, you know, you gotta stand on some things, right? There's gonna be certain things that you don't like. I think there's this wave of men that are very, I don't want to say beta, right? But very agreeable, very, very much, you know, I don't want to cause no waves and I want this to happen. And, you know, and I think that when you start really doing that hard work, you know what I mean? Like when you start really doing some things within yourself to make the necessary changes, it should be some changes within you and your views should be a little bit different. Because if you hold yourself to a high standard, right? Because that's what you would be doing. If you're holding yourself to a high standard, that's also going to be able to hold people around you to a high standard. Some people ain't ready for that. You know what I mean? So my question in that, do you feel as if that becomes more of, not necessarily an issue within a home, but would that become, that might be viewed as like that toxic masculinity, right? When you start just kind of, you know, standing on a few things like, hey, I'm not rocking with that.
That's the conversation piece, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
You may be making changes, but you're having conversations with whoever that is, right? That may call it toxic masculinity, right? That's where the conversation piece is.
My fault. Is there such thing as toxic femininity? Never heard of it.
that is the.
I'm just saying.
You never heard it, but it's a thing. It's just not acknowledged.
It's not okay. My fault. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that's the conversation piece of it, right? While you're having these changes, maybe you do have a conversation about where you're going and what it is you're trying to achieve within yourself, right? With your partner or with whomever is around. You know, that way, everybody's on one. There's no confusion of where this is coming from, right? This is not just you, because a lot of people will take if you're changing and nobody really knows what's going on. What did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you being like that? Like, did I do something? You know what I mean? And so
Like just yesterday.
So to avoid that, you know what I mean? That's the conversation piece. Like, hey, look, I've been noticing X, Y, and Z, and this is just something, has nothing to do with you, more to do with me. I just need to change this about myself to be a better leader for you and for our kids, if there's kids involved, or for the people around me. Like, I'm striving to be better, and I'm hoping you're on board with that, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree to what you're saying. I just think that people grow at different rates. So even if you communicate that effectively, which is good, right? At the same time, if let's just say if you decide to quit drinking, like you and your partner, y'all used to love just to drink, kick back, have fun, that was y'all thing, right? All of a sudden you decide like, hey, I just don't really want to drink anymore. That may not be their lane, right? So that's going to be able to cause some conflict, within that relationship. So, I mean, I feel as if that as a man, as a leader, you know what I'm saying, you have to be able to have, like you said, those tough conversations, but at the same time, like, if it's not going to work, if that situation's not going to work, versus just saying, oh, okay, well, you can do you and I just do this, like, you might just need to be like, maybe that's not the best situation for me. But I don't feel like a lot of men, well, actually, I'll take that back. I do feel like a lot of men now are starting to realize the importance of, like, really just becoming within themselves, finding out who they are, and just waiting on that person who meets that criteria, versus just kind of falling in line to what's successful.
They looking at me. I don't got nothing to look. I'm not looking for nothing accessible. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not looking for anything accessible. I'm where I'm at. What comes my way, what comes my way. But I'm not, I'm not in that market for accessible or non-accessible at the moment.
I mean, let's just say if you were.
If I was,
Let's say 10. I say 5 years ago, right? 5 years ago, who you were 5 years ago versus who you are today. Would you say that's an improvement, or you feel as if that?
I think I improved.
Yeah.
I feel like I got into more of that, getting what I like. Right now, I just want what I want. Not really yielding or bending to other situations. I don't think it's alpha or beta. Like for me, it's just what I want to do. I feel like I'm a better person. It may not be better for, like, may not be your version of better, but I'm cool where I'm at right now. So,
Would y'all? So, I'm gonna speak on and ask you a question. Would you consider yourself alpha?
in the like the definitional term, probably not. No.
So,
It's not. I don't. Like I said, I don't think about it. You said it what? A couple episodes ago. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Like hey, everything's cool. Like you did that. You did exactly that a few episodes ago. Everything's cool. Blah blah blah. At the end of the day, they gonna end.
what about you?
Say that again.
Would you consider yourself an alpha male? Yep. Okay. So you said no.
No.
So what would you consider yourself?
I guess if it goes to Beta or Charlie, I don't know. I'm not a.
I said Charlie.
I don't know how. I don't know what it is. I'm not a. If you give me a job, give me a task, I'll get it done. If I had a task to be in charge, I could probably get it done. But you still have to give me that task to get some shit done.
So it's actually it wasn't a trick question. I was like,
I thought I answered it.
nah, it was actually so, and I agreed to that, right? Because I'm kind of the same way. So what that is that's more of like a sigma, right? So what a sigma is like, hey, you give me, I can follow your lead, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I need to be a leader, I can definitely be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have no problem kind of being that follower in a sense, as long as we get, as long as we get it done. You see what I'm saying? I think that can also be misconstrued in relationships because, sometimes you have no problem with your partner. Well, I wouldn't have no problem with my partner leading, right? Because a lot of times, man, like my biggest thing I got to work on is patience, right? And then after my patience is running, then I'm just feeling like, hey, I need you to, go find somewhere. go sit in the corner. Yeah, I need you to go chill out somewhere, right? So if someone's able to have a different, kind of a mindset and perception that I know that is more conducive, I like that. So yeah,
I actually think that in some degree, you have a little bit of, you may have a little bit of alpha and a little bit of sigma, right? Like you can be okay if you have a good solution or a good recommendation, cool. Let's go. Because in order to be a leader, you got to be able to follow as well.
Yeah.
Right. But in a time where it's needed to step up and be that guy, you don't have to tell me to do it. Like if I know that, what I mean? Like think about work, right? You can sit back and, hey, so do y'all thing, whatever. If you need me, hey, I'm over here, hit me up, boom. But in the same breath, if you sit back and you notice something ain't right, you'll step in and there ain't no need to, you don't have to come get me to do it. Like I looking at the camera, see something going on, cool, let me walk over here and get this right, you know what I mean? And so it just depends on what the situation is for a lot of people. Like, you can do both, you know what I mean?
How do y'all feel about respect when it comes to men? Like, do you require a certain amount of respect when it comes to men?
It's non-negotiable. It's never going to happen. It's not just men. It's period.
I think it.
No, I'm just saying. For me, I'm just saying it's not just I'm expecting respect from just you as a man. No, I'm expecting respect from everybody, and it's non-negotiable for everybody. Because guess what? At the end of the day, you don't have to negotiate your respect with me. I'm going to show you the utmost respect. You know what I mean?
But do you feel, which I agree to you, right? But I'm just saying, unconsciously, do you feel like there's a different level of respect when it comes to a man? Because sometimes as men, I just feel like, hey, you should know better, bro. Like, I feel like we should have this unspoken communication of like, you out of pocket for that. I think so. I mean, I just think that, you know, maybe for women, I get what you're saying. Respect should be a non-negotiable. But sometimes with women, you know what I'm saying, we just, okay, maybe you don't really understand. As a man, that's not cool. Like, that's not something that you do. So I feel like for man to man, like if I'm looking at a man in his eyes and I feel like you trying to play me or something, my look is going to be a little bit different versus if it's a woman. If it's a woman, I'm just like, hey, like, we ain't about to do that. To a man, I'm like, hey, we need to have a conversation about that. Or is yours just like you just go with the flow?
Not on that. If it directly affects me, because like not everyone's gonna like you, not everyone will respect you. And
if you don't have to, so here's the thing: you don't have to respect me, but you don't have to disrespect me either.
Like that part.
Yeah.
So like when you say respect, it's not like for me. It's not like do that first and respect me. But if you blatantly disrespect me, then we have a situation because you can just be neutral, just not
Yeah.
But if you blatantly disrespect me, then yes, then we have to have a conversation. But if I know, you don't like me, you don't respect me, I'm not gonna like trip about it. We don't need to have a conversation on that. We gonna go home, and then you can go home, and I'm gonna go home, and we're gonna be fine. But when you cross that line, then it's like, oh, what's the problem?
When's the last time a man disrespected you?
I don't know.
When was the last time a man disrespected you?
I don't know when. You know what? I was out and some friends I met. You know what? I'm gonna take it as disrespect. I was out with some friends, and we're just friends. Me, female friends.
You don't have to. You seem like you very much need to make sure we knew.
No, to let you is the context of the story. Anyway, me, female friends, out on Domain area.
Okay.
We sitting down. I'm eating my food. I gave some food to one of the ladies.
Some bird? Oh, okay.
To the bird. Came up from food to one of the ladies. Dude walks by. I'm a chick.
Okay.
I'm a chick. Kept it pushing.
One of your friends?
Yeah, one of the friends.
Okay.
Actually, it was me and her sitting down at the time. He doubled back. Hey, can I get your IG? Blah, 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 to her. And I just took it as disrespect.
You did?
Yeah, you don't know our situation. We wasn't together anything like that, but you don't know our situation to be pulling up on a chick. It's me, her, sitting right here. The other friend went to the bathroom or something like that. Me, her, sitting right there. Share some.
He felt like he was a square, like you can just.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay. No, I'm not. No, I'm saying that's how I would have perceived it.
It's cool.
No, I got you.
No, I would have perceived it like
That's how I got it.
I would have
I
perceived
think
it like you.
majority of men majority of people
Yeah.
would feel a way about that because it's back to that unspoken, right? Like, bro, you see me sitting here, it's just us two sitting there, and you don't have enough respect to not do this right now, even not knowing, right? But that's my question to that would be this: you probably don't know, but if you had to guess, how old was this man?
He was in his 20s. I want to say between 23 to 27. That'd be. That's cool.
Be specific.
He was.
Well,
young.
my thing is, I mean, younger dude, like these young dudes now.
He was young.
You know what I mean? These young dudes now, and I'm not saying it's just young dudes, but these young dudes don't really. Again, what examples have you seen of what it is to be a man and what it is to be respectful and what it is to be all of these things and go out into the world and interact with people and not put yourself in a. What if you were not an emotionally intelligent person? That whole thing could have went completely different, but he don't give a fuck about that because he's not thinking.
His boy posted up at a 45 behind me too.
Huh?
His boy, he came on the chick. He had a friend with him. His boy was behind me at a 45 right here.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah, like
You said what's that again?
he was behind me. He
at
had a friend.
45.
Like, yeah,
Angle.
yeah.
Oh.
His boy was behind me while he was talking to the chick on this side.
Yeah, they knew what
They had me
knew what
going
they were doing, but they knew what they were doing. But that,
You know why they had
just
me
goes
going?
back.
You know what they had in the corner?
What?
Because you ain't come out.
It was good. I wasn't. Like, it was good. I wasn't.
Anyway,
So that was the last time. Okay.
yeah, that's that. I mean, yeah. Other than that, I don't think my Never mind. I ain't gonna
Yeah. But so you don't got to speak on the specifics, right? But when you do feel disrespected, like, do you make it known to like, hey, hold on, like, is there something like, not in this particular situation, but is it one of them things where you're like, man, I ain't about to trip over that? How do you gauge it?
It's not. It's most times just not tripping about it.
Okay.
If it really don't affect my lifestyle directly,
Yeah.
I will probably never trip about anything that's it's very minute. A lot, even what he did, even if me and the lady was together, it's very minute.
Yeah.
That he probably wasn't. Honestly, if he was raised right or just didn't care, all right, cool. At the end of the day, I'm never that type of guy to be like, oh, you stepped into my lady, because she's not gonna go home. If she does, then she does. But she's not gonna go home with you. She's not gonna entertain you. So like, if it does, it does. If not, hey. But fucking. But no, a lot of it, if like I said, health or life limb or fucking my pockets, you'll get away with it, and you'll.
That's a good outlook, man, because I mean, it's crazy out here anyway, right? So
Yeah.
just to be able to try to have a real conversation with somebody can go south real quick.
That's too many words, Mike. I got anytime. You remember when phones used to like have anytime?
You don't remember that.
I do remember that.
I wish somebody would call me before 7. Too long. Yeah,
I don't use my anytime minutes on people that are not factors. If you ain't gonna matter tomorrow, I ain't gonna use it.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm very nonchalant. I'm nonchalant to a fault. I don't give like a lot. I don't care about it.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's good. That's not a bad trait. You know what I mean? There's a lot of crash outs out there.
A lot of
It's
crash
no longer with
outs.
us.
Nice. See, talking about the hand gesture, when crash out.
Yeah, hand gesture and crash out is two totally different
It's
things.
just forms of communication
But
that
it's-
honestly just came up in the year 2025.
But I verbalized it, right?
You did verbalize it.
I'm not using any type of hand commands.
What hand command? How do you do it?
So anyway,
What do you say? What do you say?
well, yeah. So that's good, man. That's
Oh,
good that you have
man.
that thought process. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't.
When last time you got disrespect?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with that a lot, man, because I try to hold myself to a very high standard. Like, I feel as if even if I do something that's out of line, like, I feel like I need to apologize to that person and be like, hey, that was on me. You know what I'm saying? So when I don't see that being reciprocated in that way, I just kind of look at like, man, that's sad. You know what I'm saying? And not to feel as if that I'm better than anyone. I just wish that more. Don't look at me like, what? Don't look. Why are you looking at him like that?
Because I asked, when was the last time you were disrespected? And you went in this monologue about, I try to hold myself to a high standard, and when people don't give me that same type of energy, then I kind of like say I'm better than that, and I'm going to move on. But
So when I asked you that question, right, you brought up that the girls, they were girls, and that you were sitting down, and so you gave your whole introduction.
of the scene. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So I'm giving you, right, before I give you the actual situation, I need you to understand where I'm coming from.
You feel disrespected right now?
Nah, I understand. You just, I have to be able to explain it to you. Am I able to?
Go
But
ahead.
I was trying.
At first, I didn't do anything. I just looked this way. You asked
Yeah.
the question. You asked the question leaving out of your situation. I would just look. I never said anything.
So anyway, so back to what I was saying. So this is what I have to deal with, y'all. Talking about disrespect. This is this is a very good example. So yeah, there was a certain individual, right, that I knew he was wrong. He knew I knew he was wrong, and he still carried on. You know what I mean? You know, like it didn't matter. So yeah, it was just and I think for me, my probably biggest issue was that just my facial expressions. But yeah, this was a professional environment, and I mean, yeah, you can make the faces how you want. I'm just saying, but
So when you say he carried on as if it didn't matter, do you feel like he intentionally meant to disrespect you? 'Cause like I said, like it can be a nonchalant gesture to just be like,
I don't think so. That's what I'm trying to. That's the reason why I gave you the intro.
okay, that was
Right. So if you was to listen, I gave you the intro so you can understand it was more of a me factor because I'm looking at it from a point of where I have these high expectations
Of
again for men,
Yeah.
right? So and that's why I said I think for me, like I have to understand, like, man, if I do something to you and I know I was wrong, I'm not just gonna be like, man, Stanley know I was wrong. He'll get over it. I feel like I should be like, hey, bro, that was really messed up.
Still ain't gonna give a fuck.
But my point is though, like it'll be on me because then like I'm like, how do I walk around acting as if like I have this high regard and respect, but I can't even admit to something that I was wrong or whatever the case may be. So when I see that example from someone else and they're just willing not to have that conversation, I really look like I lose respect.
I get it.
There's a lot of times I do lose respect for men quick.
People come from different walks of life, and they carry themselves or think of themselves in a certain regard or in a lesser regard, and
But you don't. But I guess when I'm trying to, ask for you guys, and I don't know if y'all can say maybe your thought process is different. But when it comes to men, y'all don't have just that level of like you know what I'm saying? Because
no,
Yeah,
I don't like.
I do.
I do. I expect, my bad. But I expect the same thing that I'm giving, right? The same respect that I'm giving is what I'm expecting in return. You do have those situations where you have to remind yourself. We've had this conversation before, but you have to remind yourself that what, everybody is not like you. Everybody is not. So hey, instead of you know what I'm saying? Instead of you getting here, because I wasn't always like that. So instead of you getting here, just hey man, for sure. Obviously, it depends on what level of disrespect this is, right? If it's a matter of words, I mean, I may not like it. I may be irritated as hell, but is it worth me getting into this back and forth with you about, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even worth me addressing because if you're ignorant enough to not be able to say, like you just using what you said for example, man, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
If you're not smart enough to realize that this is a situation where you probably should take some accountability and just be man enough to apologize and own your fault, who's to say how you gonna respond to what I'm about to say to you? But even if it's on a low level, hey, bro, what you did right there, just you know what I'm saying, that was disrespectful, and I needed to let you know because that wasn't gonna sit well with me. You know what I mean? That this is, and even though you may be looking at this like a teaching moment, like just addressing the situation, now all of a sudden he got his homie back over here. And he, you know what I'm saying? And now he got to put on a show because now the homie gonna be asking like, why you address you like that? Why you let him walk up on you? You know what I mean? Now it's this whole show. You know what I'm saying? This whole production or whatever. So a lot of situations don't even call for it just because. All right, it's not even worth even addressing. And that's the sucky part because you don't want to be that person that just let
it slide
all the time, but a lot of times, man, especially now, it's just you gain more by just leaving it alone and letting it be what it is. And hey, bro, you just keep going on about your way. I'm gonna keep going on about my way, and it is what it is.
I know you like you said with men, that's why it's not gonna bother me. As a man, as a woman, like it's not gonna. Everyone wasn't raised in my household the way I, was taught to treat people. Yeah, it is what it is.
I got you.
Story. What was I about to say?
Apparently, I got a lot to work on.
No, you gotta work on everything. Just be you.
No, I am.
Just be you.
Well, I think I've actually, I will say that I've gotten a lot better, right? But I still feel as if there is certain times where, like Trey was saying, depending on the situation, right, and the environment, everything doesn't have to be spoken on, and I'm very much an advocate for that. But if there is a situation to where it can be like a one-on-one, like, hey, I need to holler at you, I'm going to take that opportunity, right? Like every time I'm taking that opportunity.
You've seen me have some good growth in the area of not tripping, right? Mm-hmm. You can give me credit. Because you were disappointed at me.
No, I definitely give you credit. Well, that's what I'm saying. The environment, right? The environment of what I've seen you in. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of restraint and things like that, and that's something that I can work well within. I believe I can in an environment. But when it's one-on-one, it's like, nah, I'm about to just really.
Yeah.
I have to really tell you about, you know what I'm saying, about yourself. But yeah, maybe that's what we need more of, man. We just need more straightforwardness and, being able to, what they say, pick your battles.
Pick your battles straightforward. That makes
What
sense.
was it?
Pick your battles straightforward.
Oh, okay. It was another one they used to say, lose the battle, win the war.
Lose battle, win the war.
That was it. So,
That was a good one.
absolutely.
Do we give Drewski the skit king crown?
The Skit King crown.
Yeah.
I don't really see nobody else.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
not-
about to bring up Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, it's the Chappelle's, it's the Key and Pills.
Do we? That's on the whole week. I think Dave Chappelle and King. Who's the King and Phil?
Key and Pills, yeah.
King. That's. I don't think Drewski on that level, bro.
How?
How he isn't?
How isn't he? Yeah.
Like just the production and everything.
That's the advantage that they has as just having production capabilities.
He's talking about
Production.
creativity.
I'm talking about the creativity wise. Because when you look at, I'm pretty sure Key and Peele had a lot to do, and Dave Chappelle as well had a lot to do with how their skits went. But they had a whole production team, writers, budget. Drewski gets
He got like a Living Color too, right?
What?
Didn't they have skits and stuff?
Yeah, let me ask you. Oh, I mean, we can't put that on. I mean, that's a whole team. That's still a whole team. I'm talking
He's
about.
talking about just an individual.
Yeah, as an individual.
Dave Chappelle did a lot of his skits on his own.
If we give Drewski that budget and still let him run, because he's running in society. He's not even running doing his things with actors and big names, Donnell Rawlings or anything like that. Drewski is getting numbers on his media, on his own way, just himself and a camera.
That's dope.
Yeah, cool. He put his little makeup on, had his makeup on, and had somebody do that. But it's him and the camera just going out in the wild and just be like, "Hey, go along with me."
I wouldn't say. First of all, I rock with Drewski. I would not say king. I wouldn't say king. That's a very. Yeah, I wouldn't say king yet.
I ain't gonna say king, but only because I look at Drewski as a person that is in a lane of his own. And I say that because those other people are comedians. They're actual comedians doing it. Drewski is not a comedian. He's comedic, but he's not a comedian at all. You know what I mean? Like he just does what he does, and you know what I mean, and hope that it hit. And everything he's done has been epic. Everything he's done has been quite amazing. So he's almost like a Master P of his lane right now. And what I mean is
Self-made.
don't have the Master P didn't have X, Y, and Z. He was selling this shit out the trunk. You know what I mean? Boom, boom. Drewski is, like you said, he's doing a lot of this on his own, and he found his way. Now he may have been inspired. I wouldn't doubt that he was inspired by those same people.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? I know that if I had to bet, I would bet that he would give them all the credit in the world for having an influence on what he does. But he definitely, I think he in a lane of his own, especially right now. And ain't nobody touching him.
Trying to think if I know anybody else, but no, I don't think you might say. I think he's straight. I think
Kids are going online. People are going online just to search Drewski.
Not fact.
he's getting.
Yeah,
he's getting,
man.
he's getting- I mean, I think he's getting like, when you're getting close to cancel and you still like, when you're doing stuff to get canceled and you still surviving and thriving, I think that says a lot about your
your work.
I mean, so I look at when I think about cancel, right? This cancel culture, Drewski has put himself in a position of being so mainstream in a way where, I mean, what you talking about, like a Buick ad that they're gonna remove from him? But I mean, other than that, like he's not dependent on, networks, right? Everything is pretty much like social media. I mean, of course, he's able to have success with the partnerships that he has with the people, like the Kevin Harts and things like that.
He has a few endorsements.
But like, right, that's what I mean. So when I think about getting canceled, I'm thinking about like you have a show on Comedy Central, you have a show on.
That's not all it is. When you get
It's
canceled,
not. I didn't say that's what all it was.
but you have to take it for all he has. He doesn't have a show to get canceled. Cool, but if he does something that's over the top and someone really doesn't agree with him, he's losing his sponsorship, Prize Picks.
Listen, he can lose that stuff. That's what I'm saying. This is when you make yourself. I don't feel as if he's dependent on those type of connections, right? I don't feel as if that he is signed by or he a network has him and then everything else is from this network. Like that's not how he got in the game. So I like the way that he's moving and things he's doing now because it's like, hey, if the worst comes to worst, I'm just gonna go back to streaming, doing what I do. Like I know how to get it out the mud. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that he know how to get it out the mud, it don't matter. Y'all, okay, cool. Cancel me, right? Because then guess what? Hopefully there's someone on another saying, hey, you know what? I like dude. Like I want to have that. You know what I'm saying? That realness. So nah, man. It's other people. You know what I'm saying? You got to think of the other, like obviously like comedians and things that got canceled. When they get canceled, like they have nothing else because there is no culture or anything that's built behind that. It's just them and maybe a network or maybe a few sponsors and things like that. That's all they have. He's not dependent on that. What'd you say? He has a camera, and then, hey, I'm gonna do me.
You right?
What you got, Trey?
Oh no, I'm just looking up his endorsements.
What do you got?
It's saying Nike.
Yeah, Nike's one of them.
Nike Snipes. Nike Snipes. Beats by Dre. Google. AT&T. Meta. Spotify. Happy Dad Hard Seltzer. Bud Light.
Evolve or else it should be.
Dunkin'. KFC.
We sponsor. We help.
Raising Cane.
That's a solid.
Mountain Dew.
That's a solid resume.
Prize Picks.
Prize
Fanatics. Call of Duty. Safety Shot.
So that's actually a good point. But what I'm saying about the Drewski that we know, right? Of what it's some things that he said. He be talking crazy sometimes.
He talks crazy, but like he's never crossed that line because once you cross that line, you lose.
Yeah, he know. I think he's seen enough. I don't know. He seems very. He seems like he was prepared for this moment. Yeah. He seems like he's prepared for this moment, so he knows not where he can go, and with the whiteface situation, he teetered right there at that line.
So this is my question to y'all. Okay, this is what I'm trying to get to understand. So let's just say the headline is Drewski might get canceled because of whiteface, of him imitating a white guy. Would that be accurate?
That's a sure.
Okay. So the countless videos that he had of himself doing all types of craziness as this black dude or in the hood and all this type of that's very much comedy. Right? That's good of him portraying within a black culture of certain things, that we would kind of be like, man, that's crazy, right? That's fine and dandy. But then when he put another color on, that's when it's like, oh, that's too far. I don't know about that.
It's reverse racism? It's a reverse racism. That's all it is. And it wasn't so this is a second whiteface. His first whiteface was
the other
white boy who grew up in the hood.
Yeah.
But that didn't get as much exposure as, white guy.
Because he wasn't being patriotic and he wasn't acting like he was patriotic.
So it's cool for him. That's what I'm glad y'all brought that up, right? Because so it's cool for him to act an ass and act crazy and just be
as long as
it's not directed at
it's the Karens like just trying to rile something up. Because honestly it's not
Our views, thoughts, and opinions do not reflect those of our place of employment. I just want to put that out there.
and the people that we work around.
Yeah, the people that we work around. At all.
It's
Thank you.
it's just giving so when you see something and you have to say something, then you bring it up. That's all it is.
having nothing to say, and then you go, look, there it is. Get him. That's all it is. It's not a problem. It's just people want to have something to say. People want to have an opinion. People want something to do. Juicy is not going to get canceled for this at all. No matter how hard you petition, no matter how many headlines it is, they're just going to look at it. All right, cool. We got the headline. We got a nice little story, and then we're going to move on to the.
To keep it being, it's too many. I just think he was too liked by so many people and of different races. That, bro, he don't have to like. I don't think this crossed the line at all.
Yeah.
But he gonna have to like
Say something
truly do something crazy to be canceled, and I think that these executives and everybody that are, with these endorsements that he has, I think they sit in the office and watches them videos when they in meetings.
He be cracking up.
So, yeah, so.
I think he got it because that's what he does. It's comedy. I think a lot of times cancellation comes a lot from not from our side, legal issues. We get our cancellation from going to that court or getting accused of whatever, going to court, acquitted or not acquitted, we're canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Acquitted or not acquitted, we're canceled. I think the whiteface, blackface, or the blackface only comes from like when white people do it. And they want to see that flipped over to our side. Why can't they get in trouble for it? It's pure comedy. It's pure comedy, and it's what the people who sponsored him for picked him up for, and leave it alone. But the cancellation on our side, he has to do something illegal to get canceled, and that's all I have to say about that.
Why don't you say it like that?
Forrest Gump.
Okay.
You ever see Forrest Gump? That's all I have to say.
But anyways.
Before we close out,
Yeah.
speaking of prize picks, some people don't care, but we're gonna go over the spreads for next week's game. We can do Thursday too. Try to see if we can get you guys some money for our locks. If you have a gambling addiction, please call 1-800-GAMBLING. Please not take our.
It ain't our. It's family. It's
Please don't
family.
take. Am I sports commentating?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
These are not expert opinions.
Not expert opinions
At
at all.
all.
At all. Not expert opinions, but we got Thursday's game, Miami Buffalo. The spread is 13. Buffalo is clearly favored, but we got a 13-point spread.
Miami covers it.
Miami covers the 13-point spread?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I think I'll take that too. Philadelphia and Rams on Sunday, 3.5.
Philadelphia is minus
Yeah,
3.5
3.5
against the Rams.
against the Rams. I think Philly covers.
Yeah, I think Philly
Philly is
will
going to cover that. Pittsburgh, New England, 1 point with Philly at the negative. Minus.
You said
What did I say? Pittsburgh, I'm sorry. Pittsburgh, New England. What did I say? Philly?
yeah.
Pittsburgh, New England, my fault.
Pittsburgh don't figure out their quarterbacks or keeping some pressure off of old Rodgers.
I think-
They're in trouble.
I think they take that one.
They might. We'll see.
I think they take that one. Last one, real quick. There's more games, but we're going quick 4. Bengals and Minnesota. They got Minnesota favored. Oh, Burge got Joe Burrow got injured.
He's hurt.
The way-
Browning gonna come in and we'll see. He had a superhero effort last game yesterday.
You think Bengals cover?
So we'll see. What is it?
3. With Vikings favored.
Let's go with the over under on that one.
Over under the points.
Yeah.
41. Under. I mean, I'm going under.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be
I
up.
think it'll go under.
I still think Cincinnati covered. Save it for later. See what happens. Oh, it's tricky. But we've been Who Raised You.
Yes, we have.
Sugar Honey Iced Tea. This is episode 15. We didn't even say that. 15 one of my favorite numbers, man. Play on the roulette all the time. 15 is one of my numbers.
Gambling addiction. This is what he spoke about. That's why he knows the number.
Hey, man.
By heart.
But 15 is one of my favorite. It's just my favorite
Yeah.
number.
All right.
All right, y'all be
Yeah.
easy. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is Who Raised You, episode 15. We out.
Peace.